Late Friday evening, the Ministry of Home Affairs came up with a new set of guidelines on which shops could open in what locations. The officials at the Ministry of Home Affairs then spent the large part of the day today reworking and revising those guidelines. Minor tweaks, lots of new commas, full stops and modifications. What I don't understand is, why don't people in government just step back, look at what they've written, think through what they're doing without first firing and then having to go chase that bullet and put it back in the gun? That doesn't make sense. Take a look.
With less than 10 days to go for lockdown 2.0 to end, a dramatic announcement by the Home Ministry, a statement late Friday night opening up non-essential shops. As per the order, shops that open will have to work at 50% strength and with proper social distancing. The notification left more questions than answers. The first clarification came minutes later. The relaxations are not applicable in hotspots and containment zones. 12 hours later, at around 11 a.m. on Saturday, the Home Ministry issued a second clarification. All shops except those in shopping malls and market complexes will be allowed to open in rural areas, and in towns, all standalone shops and those in residential complexes can function. The MHA adds, e-commerce deliveries will only be permitted for essential goods. Sale of liquor will continue to be prohibited. All restaurants, barber shops and salons will remain closed. The relaxations apply only to shops selling items and not those rendering services.
दुकानदारों को इन चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना है कि वे सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग के नॉर्म्स फॉलो करें, कर्मचारी मास्क पहने और जो हमारे स्टैंडर्ड हेल्थ प्रोटोकॉल हैं और जो स्वच्छता नियम हैं उनका वे अनुपालन करें.
On the ground, shops in several cities continue to remain shut.
The Ministry of Home Affairs has allowed shops selling non-essential items to open from today. However, this order has not been implemented in Lucknow and other parts of the state. I'm right now at Lucknow's Vipulkhand area, and you can see that only the grocery stores, medical stores and vegetable shops are open.
What people here are telling us is that most people aren't aware of the Government of India order so far. And of course, these are early times. And as the order reaches most people and people come to know about it, shops like these, as you can see, lined up in central Kolkata, they will all start opening.
In the national capital, a few pulled up the shutters.
हमने एक महीने बाद खोला है और ये केंद्र सरकार की तरफ से जो ऑर्डर मिले हैं उसके लिए खोला गया है. इसमें हमें खुद पता नहीं लग रहा है कि हमें खोलना है या बंद रखना है क्योंकि राज्य सरकार ने अभी कुछ बोला नहीं है.
The final call on opening up shops remains with the states. Many of them could take a decision at the key meeting between the Prime Minister and Chief Ministers on April 27th. Bureau Report, India Today.
You know, one of the challenges we discussed was fake news coming from top politicians, and over the past 36 hours or so in the United States, doctors, corporates have been busy trying to explain people that what American President Donald Trump said about consuming disinfectants could potentially kill. So much so that under all this pressure, the American president later said he was being sarcastic, but the message had gone far and deep, where he spoke about disinfectants and consuming disinfectants and that being a possible solution to coronavirus. What we want to say loud and clear is, do not, under any circumstances, consume disinfectants. Take a look at this story.
Then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that?
Dangerous, bizarre, ridiculous.
No, I was asking a question.
And this came from the most powerful person on earth, the US President himself.
Then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. That knocks it out.
The moment Trump uttered those words, top White House coronavirus advisor shrank in horror. A day later, the White House and health officials are still busy putting out the fire set by Donald Trump. The US Centers for Disease Control has sent out a warning about how using household cleaners and disinfectants could be fatal. Even the makers of Lysol, Dettol and Harpic, the popular brands of disinfectants, were compelled to issue a warning.
Then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out.
Trump's comments also triggered backlash from his rivals. After much criticism, Trump attempted to walk back his dangerous and unfounded speculation.
No, I was asking a question sarcastically to reporters like you just to see what would happen. Now, disinfectant for doing this, maybe on the hands, would work.
Memes and jokes on the latest Trumpism are flooding Twitter.
The disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
American health officials are hoping Trump's prescription to kill corona remains a joke and that nobody acts on it. Bureau Report, India Today.
I hope you enjoyed this action-packed Newstrack edition this Saturday evening. As I said, there's no Monday, Tuesday, Saturday or Sunday. It's all the same. We're 24/7. It's a mix of work from home and work from the Mediaplex. I'm presently at the studio at home. And what I want to do on Sunday, tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. is spend some time talking about how work from home is going for all of you. We've lined up a stellar panel of some of the top corporate voices, and we'll ask them about whether productivity from home is leading to corporate output going up or is corporate output down. I'll be joined by Ganpati Subramaniam, the Chief Operating Officer of Tata Consultancy Services. They've just announced that 75% of their workforce will be work from home even after this pandemic gets over. Manish Sabharwal, Chairperson and founder of Team Lease Services. Debjani Ghosh, President, NASSCOM. Parameshwar Iyer, Secretary at the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. How's work from home been for government officials? They're India's largest employer. Prithviraj Chaudhary, who's a professor in Technology and Operations Management at the Harvard Business School, will be joining us from Boston. And last but not least, Suman Gopalan, Chief Human Resources Officer at Freshworks Incorporated. The whole idea is to give you a fresh perspective, to move away from ordinary binaries and to give you something deeper to think about, to make the content as relevant for our viewers as is possible. So join us for that special program. How's work from home going? I look forward to seeing you 8 p.m. Sunday evening. Till then, from all of us here in the India Today Newstrack team, goodbye. Rajdeep Sardesai is up next with News Today. Stay with us. Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.